Zap, 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 lightning, zap, zap, lightning, lightning, fade out.
Hello everybody, it's me, the LEGO Dude, and in today's video I'll be talking about some new leaks we have about the 2024 LEGO Star Wars sets. Starting off with the biggest new leak, we now know that the Tantive 4 boarding party diorama, which will actually cost $50 instead of $60 and have 502 pieces, will be a playset and not an 18 plus diorama, which I see as a huge win. Diorama sets are in general overpriced and usually don't have any minifigures, so even though having a diorama of such an iconic scene would have been nice, I think making it a playset is a much better choice. LEGO have been leaning so much into the 18 plus sets that there's hardly any playsets being made anymore, so this being a playset helps to balance that out a bit. We can expect it to be quite large with over 500 pieces, and it'll probably have a minifigure selection of Darth Vader, a few stormtroopers, and hopefully some mobile fleet troopers, which we've hardly had in any sets over the past few years. With what we know about this set now, it's looking like it could be one of the best sets of 2024, and I'm personally more excited with how it'll turn out as a playset than if it was a diorama. Moving on to the rest of the new leaks, we now know the piece counts and some more new details for most of the March and May sets. First, recapping the January sets, which we already knew the piece counts of and had some information on, there is the 75372 Clone vs. Droid Battle Pack, which will cost $30 and have 215 pieces. It'll also have 10 minifigures with 3 B1 Battle Droids, 3 Super Battle Droids, and 4 Clone Troopers rumored to be normal plain white armored clones, and the build for this set is an ARC 170. Next is the 75374 Skeleton Cruise Ship, which will cost $140, have 1,325 pieces, and other than that, there's not any more information we have on it. Lastly, we have the 30680 Polybag with 75 pieces for $5, and the 4 plus 75384 Young Jedi Adventures Crimson Firehawk, which will cost $50 and have 136 pieces. Moving on to the new information, the 75375 Midi-Scale Millennium Falcon, which costs $80, will have 921 pieces. If you're using price per piece, this set is very good, and with how many pieces it has, you can expect it to be very detailed, which I see as a big positive. The only drawback about this set is it has no minifigures, but since it's an 18 plus display set, that doesn't matter nearly as much as if it was a playset. Next up is the 75376 Midi-Scale Tantive 4 for $80, which has 654 pieces. Price per piece wise, that doesn't sound so good, but it does have to be taken into consideration that LEGO may have used quite large pieces for the front part and the engines, which would subtract from the piece count quite a bit. I don't like going off of price per piece since you can't really determine if a set is worth it or not until you've seen it, but I'm definitely a lot more cautious about if this set will turn out good or not than the Midi-Scale Millennium Falcon, which I'm quite sure will end up being a great set. Finally, the last set we have for March is the 75379 Buildable R2-D2 for $100, which we now know will have 1,050 pieces. We also now know that this is literally just a $100 Buildable R2-D2. There's nothing special added to it, it's just R2-D2. This is an extremely confusing decision from LEGO since the UCS R2-D2 is still on shelves, and most people interested in this set would most likely be interested in the UCS version as well. Meaning we could have gotten a different, much better set at this $100 slot, but instead we've gotten another Buildable R2-D2, which is a big disappointment. Moving on to the May sets, first up we have the 75378 Grogu's Escape for $30, which we still don't know the piece count for. The build will be the Bark Speeder with Sidecar and Grogu's Prime, while the minifigures which are guaranteed are Grogu and Kellerman Beck. Next up is the 75380 Buntai Eve Podway diorama for $70, which we now know will have 718 pieces. It's gonna be a micro-scale build similar to the Death Star Trench Run diorama, meaning you should be cautious about how high the piece count is. Even though price per piece wise it looks good, since it's a micro build, most of the pieces are extremely tiny, meaning the piece count is a bit misleading. Finally, the last set that we have is the 75381 Buildable Droidica for $70 with a still unknown piece count. We don't have any other information on it yet, but I still am really excited to see how it turns out since the prequels and the Clone Wars is my favorite era of Star Wars. Alright everyone, that is everything for today's video. Tell me your thoughts about these sets in the comment section down below. Do you think the Tantive 4 boarding party would have been better as a diorama or is better as a playset? What are your thoughts about all of these sets now that we know the piece counts? Which of these sets is your favorite so far? And one last thing before you leave, please remember to hit the subscribe button, ring the notifications bell, and leave a like on the video. Bye!